The Xbox One is truly hitting its stride in 2016, and the 6 new entries on our list are just the beginning. Expect our fall update to this list to reshape it significantly again, but for now, these are the 25 best games you can play on your Xbox One right now. Rare Replay is a museum of the past 30 years in gaming as told by Rare through concept art, documentaries, and of course, its wonderful collection of 30 games. Each game is treated with care and is presented in a beautiful gallery that make this collection feel like a whimsical event to celebrate Rare's history. Developer Hi-Rez Studios' third-person, fast-paced action MOBA is not only the best MOBA ever to hit a console, but one of the very best games of its kind. Its emphasis on its unique camera, its memorable cast of gods, goddesses, and monsters of mythology, its deep strategy and explosive action makes Smite the perfect proving ground for competitive players on Xbox One. You can tangibly feed off of the energy in the room while rocking out with your friends, and Rock Band 4 brings the series to Xbox One with an absurdly high level of backward compatibility, the series' best ever campaign mode, better quality instruments, and ongoing DLC and content updates. Just when we thought killing Nazis was old news, Wolfenstein: The New Order came along and proved us wrong. Its fun story, great characters, and strong shooting make it a worthwhile first-person shooter that delivers some laughs along the way. Child of Light is like playing through a storybook. It features a princess who's trying to save her father, a beautifully painted world, and a story that's told entirely in rhymes, but that doesn't mean it's easy. This mix of turn-based and real-time elements add up to a satisfying combat system. Child of Light is a brilliantly crafted RPG with a story that's not easily forgotten. Using mostly a hand radio, OxenFree takes you through monuments of a tragedy from the past as you solve an eerie island's secrets through creepy radio messages and intense conversations between the cast of 5 teenagers. Through convincing voice acting and smart dialogue, OxenFree feels personal, even if your time as a teen has long passed. Titanfall is fast, smooth, and effortless to control. That means you really feel like you're pulling off superheroic moves with your jetpack-equipped pilot on foot, and you don't feel like an encumbered bucket of bolts when you get into your mech-like Titan. A number of new game modes have been added since launch, putting meat on Titanfall's strong, healthy bones. Evolve's innovative 4v1 monster hunting is one of the smartest things to happen to multiplayer gaming in a very long time. Its many subtle nuances make it feel like anything but your typical arena shooter. But for all of its depth, the beautifully realized environments and enjoyable weapons and abilities make the minute-to-minute experience absorbing and fun even before you really know what you're doing. The astonishing details of every one of Forza Motorsport 6's carefully curated cars, its genre-leading customization tools, and its supremely well-honed handling keep Forza 6 at the pointy end of the pack, and it remains an absolutely essential destination for the automobile-obsessed. And it basically replaces Forza 5 by including everything it had and so much more. Its campaign may have been a misstep in the series, but Halo 5 not only packs the best gunplay in possibly the entire franchise, but also the best multiplayer since Halo 2. Halo 5's arena multiplayer pits combatants against each other on an even playing field, with great weapons and well-crafted maps to battle on. Warzone, meanwhile, is literally the biggest Halo multiplayer edition ever, with AI heroes thrown into the mix with 24 human players. What can we say? Minecraft's open-world block building took gaming by storm in a way that most games can only dream of doing. Its charming style, simple multiplayer, and endless gameplay make it one of the greatest games ever made. Tales from the Borderlands is, top to bottom, the best game Telltale has ever made. It's also the very best of the cinematic adventure genre they themselves invented. Tales is funny, well-acted, well-paced, and just fun to ride along with, even if you don't know a thing about Borderlands lore. Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition is one of the best couch co-op games out there right now. Driven by a constant flow of smashable enemies and ever more powerful loot drops, you can endlessly crawl through its campaign levels and randomized dungeons in search of legendary weapons and armor. Ori harkens back to the glory days of Xbox Live Arcade by delivering challenging platformer gameplay wrapped in an absolutely beautiful visual aesthetic and topped by a sweet, somber story starring a charming lead. It will test your will at times, but such trials are well worth it. Monolith put Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor on the map with the Nemesis system. It surprised and delighted us with the personality imbued to its dynamic Uruk captains and war chiefs. Memorable battles against randomly generated characters with names like Blorg the Ruinous, Mugrish the Drunk, or Barfa the Bloodlover make it a fantastic action-adventure. Arkham Knight refines the sandbox structure of Arkham City considerably while adding a whole new pillar of gameplay in the form of the Batmobile. Far from a mere palette cleanser relegated to set pieces for variety, Batman's most wonderful toy is deeply integrated into every other gameplay vertical, elevating Arkham Knight to a new series high. Forza Horizon 2 again takes the soul of the Forza Motorsport series and sets it loose on the open road. The handling retains that familiar Forza flavor, and the 200+ and growing roster remains the most well-rounded in the business. Always fun and brimming with racing content, Forza Horizon 2 leaves all other open-world racers for dust. Even without its unfortunate online troubles out of the gate, this collection of the first 4 mainline Halo shooters stands tall for the campaigns alone, particularly the completely remastered Halo 2 Anniversary. And now that the multiplayer functionality has been rebuilt into a perfectly workable state, Halo the Master Chief Collection is an absolute must-own. Dragon Age Inquisition, our 2014 IGN Game of the Year winner, raises the bar for excellence in design of modern role-playing games. In the dozens or hundreds of hours you can spend with its grand story, nuanced characters, and epic battles, BioWare's latest epic entrenches itself as one of the greats. Though your character gains a voice in Fallout 4, the star of the game is definitely the Commonwealth. This wasteland is filled with history from both pre- and post-war, conveyed through fantastic environmental storytelling. Pair that with the great companions and the ability to craft any sort of player character, and you've got one of the best adventure RPGs around. The Witcher 3 is a remarkable feat of open-world design savvy. Its 2 main sandbox areas are beyond massive, but their density actually matches their breadth. You can't go anywhere within its breathtaking landscapes without running into things to do. The best part is that almost every point of interest you come across ties back into one of the deepest lore pools in gaming, providing motivation and context for its detailed RPG systems and its brutal, responsive combat. Its colorful art style is gorgeous. Its sense of humor is hilariously self-aware. Its traversal trumps almost every other open-world game. Its missions all feel fresh and varied even when they're really not. In short, Sunset Overdrive is pure fun, all bottled up as a caffeinated beverage that feels so good when you drink it. Where some other franchises struggle to maintain their identity within a sandbox, Metal Gear Solid 5 thrives on it, turning all that open space into a tactical espionage playground. It hands you a useful set of weapons, gadgets, helpers, and support abilities, and incorporates them all masterfully into the minute-to-minute gameplay, empowering you to conceive and execute a plan your way. No game in recent memory has rewarded player intelligence so generously. Lara Croft's first post-reboot sequel raises the bar for the entire action-adventure genre. Free-form exploration sections plus a thorough crafting and XP system mean you've always got a new goal in mind. Combine it with Rise's gorgeous set pieces and compelling human story, and you get one of the most complete, top-to-bottom, excellent games on Xbox One. It may be the same core game as its Xbox 360 counterpart, but that doesn't make Grand Theft Auto 5 any less incredible. In fact, the Xbox One edition of GTA 5 earns extra points for taking an already huge, deep game and adding more soundtrack songs, more props to cutscenes, more vehicles, and biggest of all, an incredible first-person mode that makes the already seminal GTA 5 feel like a completely different game. So there you have it, the 25 Xbox One games we think you've gotta have if you pick up the console. Look for our next update in fall 2016, and in the meantime, for all things Xbox, you're already in the right place, right here at IGN.